We are back with the sequel to the most obscure fighting game crossovers, and thank you guys a lot for the support on the last one. I was not expecting it to do that well, like, at all. But yeah, we're back with more games, and most of these were, like, people suggesting it in the comments, so I delivered. And also, if you're allergic to anime, you've been warned. Dengeki Bunko Fighting Climax is a 2D anime fighter that came out for the PS3, PS Vita, and then eventually PS4. There is a version, though, people made with rollback that is on PC, but it's like not official. You just have to like download it. This game was developed by French Bread and then published by Sega and made to celebrate Dengeki Bunko's anniversary, like it's the 20th anniversary. And if you don't know who they are, like I did, basically they make or publish, I guess, visual novels, or I mean light novels. I'm not really into light novels, I'm more into anime and manga, but I know the things they've published because they're like really, really famous. They published Sword Art Online, Scientific Railgun, and then Magical Index, like shit like that, and then a bunch more. There's like a lot of characters in this game, even if not all of them are playable, which I'll get into later. So how can I forget my favorite light novel character, Akira from Virtua Fighter 5? Yes, he is fully just playable in this game, which is so funny because like he's just this buff, like burly martial arts man, and then we have these like fucking like weird high schoolers and shit. It's really strange. I fuck with it, and it's probably just part of Sega's like thing. They're like, oh, we're publishing the game, so we might as well. It's not the end of Sega's involvement with this shit. There's like stages based on other Sega properties. Like there's literally just Green Hill Zone from Sonic. I don't know why he's not playable in the game for some reason, but that stage is there, and it's just so weird. One little rant, I guess. I don't know why they keep not putting Sonic in like these big crossover games. Like, I don't know why Project Cross Zone, it has like all these other characters and stuff, but they just don't put Sonic in it. Like, it's a Sega Capcom Namco crossover, and you don't put Sonic in it. And I guess it's just like they're trying to focus on like their anime slash like realistic looking characters, but it's just weird. This game's also assist based. Like, you pick one main character, then an assist character, and then another assist character. But the second assist character is kind of different. It's not like an attacking one. And I'll get into the gameplay, like, right now, but I'm just gonna warn you, there's a lot of fucking gameplay mechanics, and yeah, so just be prepared, and they're kind of complicated, but this game doesn't have a tutorial, so that's why I'm just elaborating here. Usually I wouldn't go into it too much, but yeah, there's literally no tutorial for some reason for the amount of mechanics there are, so yeah. This game has your standard anime light, medium, heavy, or ABC for short. Also, some characters can charge up their heavy attack, and it changes the properties, usually giving them, like, a ground bounce or just doing more damage, but not every character has this. Yeah, obviously you can chain these together, but you can only go from like weaker to stronger. You can't like vary it or like go from like strongest to weakest. Also, you can't chain like multiple of the same types of normals into each other. For example, you can't do like standing medium, crouching medium, which is weird to me. I like anime fighters where you can cancel like same strength normals into each other. It just feels better, but I mean, it's not really an issue here. Also, it's probably just my DBFZ brain talking. I didn't really feel the need to mention it, but movement's pretty straightforward. You know, you could dash, backdash. Some characters have like an air dash, but not every character has that. Also, you can super jump in this game, but it's really weird. You can only super jump backwards and forwards. You can't like super jump straight up as far as I can tell, or at least like I was trying to and I wasn't able to do it. Special moves pretty much, you know, are special moves. They work how they do in most games. The difference being like, you know, light, medium, and heavy. They're all like the same move basically, except they just have like slight variations to them. Like this move like hits more, this move does less damage, but it's quicker, you know, etc. But there's EX moves, which are basically like level 1 supers. I'm gonna just call them level 1s for short. They're basically, they take like a bar of meter and they're just an enhanced version of your special move. I don't know why they're called like EX moves when they're not really, but I guess they kind of are, but there's like a screen flash, so it's more of like, you know, a proper super move. So while we're on the topic of super moves, I forgot to mention there's an auto combo in this game. If you just mash light a bunch of times, you'll basically do an auto combo into your EX move automatically, which I like because, you know, this is like a game with a lot of shit happening, and if you just don't know what to do, you could just easily like mash buttons and have fun. And they probably did this because they know a lot of people who just want to play as these characters and they don't really play fighting games they're gonna be playing, so they're like, oh, why don't we just give them an auto combo system? Fortunately though, there is only one auto combo and it's the same thing, and it doesn't really do that much damage, which, I mean, it shouldn't, which is good, but yeah, there's no like multiple auto combos like there is in fighters. We also have impact, skill, and break. Basically, they're just a unique ability for every character. There's a standing version and a crouching version, and you do it by pressing A and B at the same time. You could use a lot of them in combos, but some characters have just counters with it. Also, you can do it as like a reversal because there's like one hit of armor at the start of it. There's assist in this game, like I mentioned earlier. Basically, how it works, it's pretty much like your standard assist. It doesn't really tell you what the assist actually is by name, but you pick an assist character and it tells you what type of assist it has. There's like defensive, offensive, and support, and you could kind of gather what they do, but it just, there's nothing really indicating what is actually going to happen. You just have to like fuck around and find out. You can also do assist mid combo, but it costs a bar of meter, so yeah, just be careful about that. There's up to 5 bars of meter though, so you should be fine. Alright, there's a lot more mechanics. There's a few more, and then I promise we're done. But there's just a lot. Now we get into the blast system, which is like the main unique thing about this game. Blast is basically the burst of this game, and there's a bunch of different like versions of it, and this is also where the second assist you choose comes in. The assist character itself doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't really matter which one you pick as long as it has like the certain type you're looking for, which, yeah, there's 3 types of burst in this game. And the assist character, basically they just extend the range of that blast. Like, let's say you have a defensive blast character and then do a defensive blast, it'll have more range on it. If you don't, then it'll just be less range, but it doesn't really matter overall. Power blast is done by just bursting like raw, like literally just doing it. It's more of a power up than an actual burst. It sends the opponent away anyway if you're near them. Basically, it gives you 1 full bar of meter, and then it basically just powers you up. It just makes you like stronger, faster, etc. Combo blast is basically a Roman cancel, or I guess more accurately like sparking from fighters. Basically, it's when you do it mid combo, the character will like pop up in the air and then you can just like combo them. Yeah, basically it's a free combo extender. If you hold forward while doing it, you get a free wall bounce. The last one is the defense blast. That's basically just your like burst, like any other anime game. It takes the longest to come back though. Other supers I mentioned before are the level 2s of the game, which are basically the level 3s, but all I mean is that they are 2 bars of meter, and they're like the actual like proper supers. Half circle forward and BC are like the damage supers. They're not invincible, but they just do a lot of damage, so they're basically like the combo ender supers. And then quarter circle, or I guess half circle back, sorry. This is pretty much the same for every character. They like rush forward and do like a King of Fighters style, like just big like massive combo, and these are invincible, so these are like the reversal supers. This game also has a unique mechanic called trump cards, which every character has different trump cards. There's red ones and blue ones, and each character will either have a red one or a blue one. 2 of these just like off the bat. If you lose a round, you get one if you didn't already have one. Trump cards are like the big fuck you attacks of the game. Basically, they're just like, you use them in combos and then they do a lot of damage, and they're like just crazy. They have like a lot of like good properties about them. And then the blue ones are just installs, and they're basically like sort of like Roman cancels. Like, they basically freeze the screen and then you could combo off of it, or like you could use it defensively. But yeah, like for the main example, Kirito's, he has 2 swords, like he gets 2 swords, and all of his attacks basically become multi-hitting, and his special moves become chainable. Like, you can do all of his special moves into each other. The last 2 like mechanics I want to talk about before I just go on quickly to the rest of the game. Win a round, you're basically asked to like which you want to power up, yourself or your assist characters, and there's a bunch of benefits like for powering up like whichever one you want. I'm not gonna get into those. If you want to, I'm gonna leave a video down below, which is what I was using to even learn all these mechanics, but yeah, you can basically just buff yourself or your assist. Last and final thing is potential. Potential is basically just like a mode that you temporarily activate after doing certain things. Like Kirito if you hit 7 special moves in a row, he gets into this state, and it basically just buffs him and gives him like unique buffs per character. Also, some assist can give you that. And then that's finally every fucking mechanic in this game. Holy shit. Yeah, like I said, there's no tutorial to teach you this, but yeah, this game is really fun and actually deep, and I did play it like way more even after I finished getting footage for it. But other than that, there's not really much content. There is a story mode, sort of, but it's more of just like the actual characters. Like, you could pick a character and then they have like a random like scenes with other characters, and then you just fight them. It's really like put together, but I mean, hey, it makes sense. It's like, what else are you really gonna do? Also, a lot of customization in this game. Like, you can customize like your basically your player card and like your profile pic on the game and stuff. You can also unlock voice clips for characters that aren't even playable. Like, there's a lot of different characters. It's like sort of like JoJo All-Star Battle, where if you just want to hear characters say like voice lines and stuff, you could do that. You could also read novels. Like, you could actually read some of the light novels in the game. However, this game is pretty much Japanese only, so you can't really read it. You can play this game obviously in English with like a translation patch or something, which is what I did for the PS3 version. And like I said before, if you join the Discord for the game, you can also just download that like version on PC that's like fully translated and everything, and it apparently has rollback. Leave it down below if you're interested in that. Our next game is DreamMix TV World Fighters. The game released in 2003 for the PS2 and GameCube. This is low-key probably the weirdest fucking game on this entire list, because the game's a platform fighter, but unlike Smash, like, it's a weird ass crossover between like 3 companies that like, it's just very strange. I don't know how else to put it. Okay, so it's a crossover between 3 different companies. Hudson Soft, who's the developer of this game, and they're most known for like helping develop the Mario Party games on GameCube. And also, if you're a really old school, like early 2010s YouTuber, if you watched Peanut Butter Gamer back then, he played Adventure Island, like those like random like platformer games. The main character of that game is in this game as one of the playable characters, as well as Bomberman. Fucking Yugo Ogami from Bloody Roar, which is another fighting game. We got Konami, who has Simon Belmont and Snake in this game. And I think what has to be the most bizarre, like, last of these characters is Takara, who's basically the Japanese version of the company Mattel, who makes like toys and shit. So yes, fucking Optimus Prime and Megatron from Transformers are in this game, as well as Tyson from Beyblade, as well as like the Japanese equivalent of Barbie. Yeah, this game's roster is fucking insane. And honestly, this is the only good part about the game. This game is like really, really bad. Like, I usually like bad, shitty arena fighters, or I mean platform fighters. This game is just not it. Like, this is genuinely probably the worst fighting game I've ever played so far, and definitely one of the worst games I've played on this channel, not counting like Flipside or whatever. But this shit is like so ass. I have to explain the controls. Okay, so this is like everything that a Smash clone should not be. Usually Smash clones, they keep the controls pretty much the same and usually just change like how the fighting is. No, this game decides to be fucking weird and have a completely fucked up like control layout. Obviously in Smash Bros, you use A to attack, B for special moves, X and Y to jump, or the stick if you're playing like tap jump. Whoa, 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 settle down there. Nah, not in this game. In this game, you use the fucking A button to jump for some reason. Like you're playing like a normal like platformer. B is to attack. Y is to throw people. Yes, Y is to throw people instead of the top buttons. Every character's grab is weird. It's a cargo throw like DK's in Smash, basically meaning you can like walk around and then choose when to throw people. It's not like you just do it and then throw people. You throw people by pressing B again while they're grabbed. You use L and R to fucking block attacks. You can also obviously attack mid-air and you can tilt attack, but they don't even fucking do anything. Like, I swear to God, tilts don't work. Like, I'm pressing it and it either just looks like the same move or like doesn't really have any effect. You just hitting opponents launches them immediately. It's not like Smash Bros because there's no smash attacks. Like, there's no charge attacks that like send your opponents flying. Not that there even needs to be, because this game is fucking weird as shit. How it operates, to basically win, you get these coins when the match starts. They just spew everywhere and they're like heart coins, right? And the more you have heart coins, you're basically safe. The heart coins represent your life, and when you lose coins, you become tiny. Like, literally, like you get struck by lightning in Mario Kart tiny. And then your soul starts flying out of your body, and you have to get your soul back to like stay like alive basically. But if someone takes your soul, you just die. And basically the person who wins is whoever has the most fucking like coins, and they still have their soul intact as the winner. But this is like really bad, especially if you're in a 1v1, because you can literally just beat the shit out of the AI, because the AI is so easy. Like, this is literally like a baby game. There's no AI difficulty as far as I was able to find. But to be fair, I mean, this game is like Japanese only, so I couldn't even read the text anyway. Yeah, literally matches are over in seconds, so at least you could spend less time playing this fucking piece of shit. A little bit ahead of myself, I also forgot to mention there are special moves, but there's only 2 types of special moves. There's just like a neutral special move, and then like a forward moving special move. Optimus Prime, for example, his neutral one, he does like a fucking donut, and it's big as shit, obviously, because he's a goddamn truck. And then also he has Wario Bike, essentially, where you just press like forward and a special move button and he runs you over, and that's literally the most broken things about him. Every character in this game is slow as shit, by the way. There's no dashing or dash attacks, so you're just like meandering around doing fuck all. Stages are kind of big. I mean, they're not that big, and there is variety to them. Like, some stages are smaller than others, but like everyone's so fucking slow, and characters aren't even like mobile in the air. Like, you fucking go up gracefully and then fall down like a fucking rock, bro. Sometimes it's hard to even do the platforming in this platform fighter. It's fucked up. You know, fucked up. There's no training mode, so I literally just had to go into like the arcade mode or whatever and just fuck around and find out, and it just sucks playing this game. I hated this game, and the worst part, I'm a fucking dumbass and I forgot to record my first playthrough, so I had to play the game again just to get more footage of this bullshit. I want to mention Simon Belmont's literally the best character in the game, because he just throws fucking crosses at you. The crosses are like giga ginormous. They like rotate around his whole body, and he has the most range on his attacks, so you literally just win. Like, just pick Simon Belmont and then you win everything. Yeah, before we end this section of the video, yeah, I'm sorry for being mad, but this game genuinely sucks. Like, it may not look that bad, but like, playing it is so much worse. I cannot recommend this game, so I'm just gonna like wrap it up by talking about the game modes that are in this game. First game mode is World Fighters, which is basically your Smash Bros. Adventure mode slash just arcade mode. Basically, you play through it, you fight enemies, then you get to the final boss, who is either literally the easiest thing ever or the worst thing ever. I don't know what happened. My first playthrough that I didn't record, I whooped his ass. Like, it's not even funny how fast I beat him. And then the second one, like, he was just fucking me over and I literally couldn't do anything. And he just shoots these fucking, like, weird, like, triangles and shit at you in a laser beam attack. And then he has these little drones. It's really fucking stupid. And he's, like, high up, so you have to deal with the bullshit-ass, annoying platforming. This is basically the mode where you just unlock everything. Like, basically, this is where you unlock characters and shit by beating the game. The next game mode is Karadaima mode. That's what it's called. I don't know why. It's literally versus mode. It's just, if you have friends over and you want to subject them to this nightmare, you could play with them. You could also set CPUs and handicaps or whatever. And we have Caravan mode, which is like the challenge mode of the game. And you're probably like, oh cool, yeah, Smash Bros has like a lot of challenges. How many are in this? There's fucking 8. There's 8 challenges in this goddamn game, and I only did 2 of them because I can't be fucked. I can't be fucked to play them. Yeah, that's it for that game, and then we're gonna move on to our final game. Hopefully it doesn't cause me as much strife and misery as this one. Sunday Versus magazine features a bunch of shonen characters fighting each other, like most anime crossovers. The gimmick of this game is specifically that one half of the roster is Shonen Weekly, and the other half is their like Sunday magazine, which is funny it's called that because it releases every Wednesday. Yeah, so you're probably wondering what the fuck is the difference between the two. So basically, from what I gathered, aka what Wikipedia told me, the Sunday magazine is basically like more geared towards like lighthearted stories and like comedy and shit, and then Weekly Shonen is basically just, you know, shonen shit. So this game was made to celebrate the 50 years of shonen, specifically these 2 magazines in particular. Yeah, this game features over 30 characters, and from popular series like Inuyasha, we got Fairy Tail characters, we've got Devilman and Hajime no Ippo. The game's a 2D fighter, and it's pretty straightforward for the most part. There's light, medium, and heavy attacks. You could chain them into each other. You could also chain same normals into each other, so like medium, medium, light, light, etc. Special moves are done how you would do it in any other fighting game with inputs. There's also like down motions, and most of the inputs like are pretty simple. There's nothing too complicated or that crazy. Also build meter to do super moves, which are like, they're done not with inputs, but if you just press like triangle and the R button at the same time, that's how you do super moves. Also a simple mode, which is like, you know, modern controls from most fighting games nowadays, where you just like press buttons and things happen. There's also different defensive options. Obviously there's blocking. There's a burst in this game though, and some characters burst, they actually transform into like, you know, they have like installs and shit when you burst with them. And there's rolling in this game, like KOF style rolling. It basically, you can just roll through certain attacks. Yeah, the game is pretty simple for the most part, pretty fun. I don't mind it being a more simple game, but I mean, it could be also a little bit more complicated if they really wanted it to. I mean, there are plenty of fighting games on the PSP, like Mortal Kombat Unchained and Tekken 6. So I think they could have like spared a little bit more expense to try to make it more in-depth. But at the same time, you know, most of these anime games, they want casuals to be playing them. Like people who just are gonna buy it because they see Natsu like on the cover of the game. So it makes sense that this game isn't super complicated, but I don't really mind that. I just wanted to point that out. Also, yeah, this game is pretty grounded for the most part. Like there's not many like super crazy air combos or any air dashing. No, this game is very grounded, which I mean, it's not for everyone. Like me, myself, I'm personally not into more like grounded, slower, like footsie based fighting games. I like my air dashers and shit, you know, I have brain rot. But yeah, also the game looks really nice. Like for a PSP game, it actually looks pretty good. Like I like the art style and stuff. One thing I don't like, and I'm gonna have to address this, the frame rate of this game is like really bad. And I don't know if it's like a computer thing or like the emulation. It shouldn't be a computer thing because I can emulate like PS3 games like perfectly fine at like max settings. But for some reason, this is like running like shit. Like the game is just at a constant 30 FPS, but like it's not a good solid 30 FPS. Like it feels really weird, and there's like mad delay on everything you do. And for a fighting game, 30 FPS is not a good thing. And again, I've ran PSP games on way worse computers, so I don't know what's up. Yeah, that, and then just overall me not liking slower-paced games kind of makes me enjoy this way less than I probably should. But the game's not bad in itself. The last thing I want to talk about, though, is the quest mode in the game. This mode is pretty interesting. It's sort of like a precursor to Smash 4's Smash Run mode on the 3DS, where you like run through like a side-scrolling type thing, fight enemies, and then you get new items and power-ups and shit, and moves. This game has something similar. You could get like new support characters that help you out, and then also you can get more moves for your characters. I'm pretty sure they're only used in this mode, but I might be wrong. But I just think that this mode is pretty cool and kind of ambitious. It is weird though, because it is just like a side-scrolling beat-em-up version of the main game itself. But yeah, that's gonna be it for that game. Pretty good. Like I said, it's just not my type of game, but it is pretty fun and cool. I wish it was just like ported or something, because the FPS just really killed it for me. Like I'm usually not that much of a stickler for that sort of thing, but like it was just too much. Like I was not having fun with it. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this video. Thank you guys for the support on the last one. And thanks for watching. Also, let me know which one of these games you like the most.